307 Outdoors.
Here we are at the historical Fort Laramie in southeast Wyoming. Now, right here where I stand, it is -5 degrees Fahrenheit, and it got me thinking what it'd be like for the American Indians or the U.S. soldiers in the 1800s to be out here in these harsh conditions. Fort Laramie is an amazing place. It first started as a trading post and then a military fort. The Telegraph and Pony Express both came through, and it was a stopping point for most immigrants coming through here to go to California or Oregon. If you live somewhere where it's cold, you might be sitting by a nice warm fire watching your favorite TV show, maybe even watching me. But just imagine what it'd be like for an American Indian or a U.S. cavalry trooper to be out here on the plains when it's -5 degrees in the day and -20 at night. And that's not even adding the windshield factor. Us outdoors people might think we're pretty tough, but there's a lot of things available to us that will keep us really comfortable when the weather gets ugly. What I have here is my tent, and I'm going to try to sleep in it in the negative temperatures tonight. This is probably way less of a accommodation than what the U.S. cavalry had, and it wouldn't hold a candle to an Indian lodge, also known as a teepee. But if I had a teepee, I would probably try to sleep in it every night. But let's see if I can't freeze my butt off tonight. When the troopers were in garrison at the fort, they're probably really warm because they had nice barracks, warm cots, hot meals. But I can't imagine what it'd be like to go on patrol or campaign in the 1800s in these winter conditions, which is just what they did in 1866. But that's a story I'm going to share with you later this evening. What I have here is an air mattress with a down mummy bag, which is rated for -45. And it's not something that a cavalry soldier could have ever asked for, but I still don't think it's as good as being wrapped up in a buffalo robe inside of an Indian lodge, but it's better than nothing. I'm going to get the fire rolling, wait for the sun to go down, because it's going to get cold. Story time, guys. Now this story is about the Sioux warriors, the cavalry, and Portuguese Phillips. Now I'm not saying the rights and the wrongs about the Indian Wars. I'm just going to tell you this story. Now December of 1866, the Sioux Nation was really mad, in particular about the Bozeman Trail. So they started attacking wood gatherers from Fort Philip Kearny. And Colonel Carrington, which is the commander of the fort, sent patrollers out to patrol the area, and he told them not to follow the Indians over certain hills because he knew what they were doing. And what they would do is they would send a couple of Indians over a hill, and they would go to the cavalry, and the cavalry couldn't resist to follow them. So the Indians would go over the hill, and the cavalry couldn't see over the hill. And when they went over the hill, there might have been hundreds or thousands of Indians, and they would have got ambushed. Now that was the massacre of Fetterman. And so Carrington was really nervous that the Indians were going to wipe out the whole fort. So he sent a couple of guys to go to Fort Laramie to get help. And one of the guys he sent was Portuguese Phillips. And he rode out, and in the snow, the wind, it was miserable. And you got to think, there's Indians everywhere, and they were coming after him. He got in a couple of gunfights, but they got to Horseshoe Station, where they sent a telegraph to Fort Laramie. He didn't think that it got there. He didn't think the telegraph got to Fort Laramie, so Portuguese didn't think the telegraph got to Fort Laramie, sorry. And so he rode to Fort Laramie, and it took him 3 days to go to Fort Laramie from Fort Philip Kearny. It did take him 3 days, and he rode 200 plus miles. By the time he got there, he was half frozen. He told the guys, the army, the cavalry, sorry, and they had to wait a couple days because the weather was terrible. He got there on Christmas night. They were all throwing a big party, and he walked in and he told them they got ready, and they had to wait a little while, but they got the cavalry over there, and it took them a couple days to get there. But what I'm trying to say is the Sioux warriors, the cavalry, and the citizens back in the 1860s were all tough sons of a guns. Well, it's time to crawl in. It is well below zero. I'm just gonna get this a shot. Good night. Alright guys, I'm inside the sleeping bag. I got all my clothes on. It's actually pretty warm, but I'm pretty sure if I stick one finger outside of the sleeping bag, it's gonna fall off. Guys, I've got no idea what time it is, but my fire's going down and I gotta stop the back up. I would like to say that this was my first try of filming me waking up this morning, but it's not because my camera froze up, so it didn't work. But the sun is up. At least I made it through the night. I'm going to get out of the sleeping bag and go warm up and find something hot to eat. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. That made for a long night. Actually, it wasn't too bad because I had all my clothes on inside that sleeping bag, which I stayed pretty warm. But I just want to tell you guys, at no point last night was I ever alone, because if you're going to do this, you have to take certain precautions because it can be dangerous. But I hope you liked the story and this video. If you did, hit the like and subscribe button. And as always, I'll see you next time.